Hey everyone, we thought we'd throw this video up there for you in case it can help somebody else out. So we're pulling the 188-220, the Hamilton cam, back out of the black hole in order to try to bring some power back in a little lower for towing and whatnot. So we have a stock 12 valve cam here. And of course, one of the problems that you can run into with a stock cam is that you can get gear walk. So you can actually get the cam gear to pull off the front of here or start pulling off the nose of the cam. To prevent that, you can, there's a couple of different ways, but one of the ways that is most widely used is to put a cam retainer on it. We have a Hamilton from our old Hamilton cam, so we have a Hamilton cam retainer, and this is the bolt for it, a little Allen head, and the thread pitch on this is 7/16 by 14. That we have figured out using one of the little drill charts needs a 23/64 drill bit. So to get it right, we started with a really small drill and followed the hole that was already set there for when they machined the camshaft, when they ground it. So we're following that. We're using two guys to make sure it's straight. So one of them's looking down the length of the cam and then one's looking at the up-down. If you have a fancier setup, you definitely can do that. But we thought we'd give you the starter for that, and then we're going to put this guy on pause, finish it off, and then show you the end product. Okay, so guys, we are just finished up with this process, and as you can see, we went in there, we cut those out. Now, we did have a little bit of a hiccup. We didn't drill deep enough. We stopped at about 1/2 an inch, maybe a little bit over, but our tap didn't have, it had too much of a taper to it. So we had to get a tap with a harsher edge, harsher end to it, so it cut the threads deeper in there. And we did have to go back in and drill it out some. So you hear Rusty's got his hands on this little Hamilton retainer. And we were just sitting here thinking, so we're reviewing the process. For any of you guys looking to do put a retainer, tap it for a 12 valve, stock 12 valve cam.
It's not as hard as you might think it would be.
Yeah, that's Rusty and I both came with that conclusion. Really not too bad.
I think getting the depth of the hole is the most crucial part, because if we made the right depth the first time, then we wouldn't have had to risk cutting our threads back out.
That's a good point. And that we used a micrometer, and we had it about 15 millimeters when we stopped. So we should have probably gone to what you say, 16 in there, 16.5 millimeters.
Yeah, probably at least 16.
So we undercut it just a little bit. My tip for this is 2 people. So if you don't have a drill press that's big enough where you can square this thing up, it was really handy to have somebody eyeballing my up and down level while I was paying attention to being in line with the camshaft.
Yep, that's pretty good.
All right, I hope those tips help. It's really not too bad. Like Rusty said, it really wasn't too bad. Just remember, good sharp drill bits. We did have to sharpen a drill bit on our drill doctor. So there's tip number 3 for you. Good sharp drill bit, which was a 23/64 for this particular Hamilton cam retainer. All right, we'll talk to y'all later. Bye. Okay, so one of the other things that we wanted to add on here is that as we were checking the very last time, we'd already gotten some Loctite on this puppy. We threaded it all the way in. Everything looked gorgeous except the cam retainer still spun on the face of the cam snout. So we realized that because of this bevel here on this particular bolt, it wasn't allowing it to seat far enough. So we got out this beauty, a reamer, and we reamed it a little bit because we had to take out just a little bit of the nose of this guy. And you can kind of see where it's shiny in there. You can see where we had to go in there. We had some layout fluid so that we could see exactly where it was scraping. We came in there and we reamed it out just, we're talking it needed probably a 1/16 of an inch. So we went in there and we reamed it out some, and then we checked it, and now it's all good to go. Okay, so there are our tips and tricks and all the little stuff. This is a little add-on there, but we are good to go because I'm going to splice this in.